goodness, the camera glitched out. Are you serious? Let me see if I can fix this, guys. There we go. Okay, so today I'm reviewing the Barnett Demun Tri-Strike. First, let's shoot a couple of shots, and then we'll talk about it some. Miss. That was almost dead center. And that's a miss. So one of the first things I would like to mention about it that I saw in several other reviews, people were mentioning that when you cock it back, it's supposed to auto lock. First of all, you can't cock it back with the little safety there. You have to actually have ammo in it so it prevents you from dry firing. When you fully fire it back, the push bar here pushes into the back of this, engaging the safety. So in other words, if you only partially cock it just enough to rest there, it will not push the safety back, not engaging it. I'll demonstrate by reloading real quick. I don't have a proper quiver, so I just have it all in the same thing it comes with. To reload, you can either lift it or push the little button on the side. Either way, it engages the button, whether you push it or not. You do have to load them. Make sure, you don't want them flipped like that. You have to have them flat. Some people say you don't have to put your thumb, that the quiver line holds, or not the quiver, the line holds it. It technically does. I like to hold my hand there just to keep it all nice and straight. You can load 3 in here. And I did notice some people on other reviews were asking. Oh, one thing too, when you do pull this back to reload, it automatically flips it into the safety, preventing you from pulling it. I'll demonstrate right here. Safety's engaged. The moment I go to lift it, see how it disengages. So the actual safety rests on the piece. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but when I disengage the safety here, the sight will actually lift up a tiny, tiny bit because it actually does rest off that little clip there. So that is one of the issues of its accuracy, I guess you could call it. If you notice, I actually moved my sight up from the factory. One thing I have noticed, I've probably shot maybe at most 30 bolts already. And you can already kind of see, I don't know if the camera's showing it too well, I know my fingernails are nasty, but the wear right there, you can kind of already see the wear happening. I have not greased it at all. So of course you're going to have some of the wear there on your line itself. I don't know if you can see how it's wearing flat a little bit. But overall, it is a decent product. I like the fact that the assembly was literally, you just slide this in, pop that piece in, pop a piece in with a little plate facing the right way and tighten the bolt. That's it. And then of course you got to do the line. I personally did 4 twists. Some people do none. I did 4. I like it, how it runs. It does shoot a little high. But I also have my sights adjusted that way too. One thing I don't like about it, say for instance you're not going to cock it, but you accidentally hit that button. See how the button's not fully engaging? You have to you almost have to do the out and then let it click. Because see, if it bumps, see, it doesn't fully engage unless you fully hit it. So there is that little thing you got to watch out for. But other than that, I mean, some people be grabbing it here. You want to make sure you put your thumb here. You only really need the 2 fingers. It's only, I mean, look. Safety's already on, but it's a pretty easy, you only really need 2 fingers. You don't got to put your hand all up in here where the bolt could possibly fire and all that. But yeah, the sights are adjustable. Let me actually go ahead and adjust that down a little bit. See if I can actually hit a little more accurate here for you guys. And this time I will only be doing the partial cocking back, so it will not engage the safety, just to show you how you can fire a little quicker with it, even though, you should use the safety. But see, each time I didn't even have to hit the safety that time. I will demonstrate a little up close. Let me put 1 bolt in real quick. I lift it up, safety automatically engages, so even if you're just loading 1, that safety is going to already, and see the little brushes hold it when it's just the 1. If it's the 3, it kind of holds it flush until you pull that back. But here, see, safety's off. Watch. When, say for instance, you just fired one, that's the last in the chamber, so your safety's off from the last shot being fired. When you go to, let me hold this properly here. When you go to draw that back, it's a little difficult to do it slow. See how it engages? Right there, it's ready to fire. Now the safety's engaged. So there is, you know, that is the one thing, I don't know, that feels like it could be designed a little better, but, you know, let me fire this one out real quick. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty decent little product. I like it. It is, you could even see a little bit extra wear just from those few shots fired. You know, I do need to get the little grease stuff, but overall, it's a decent little, you know, it's small. My hands are kind of big, so, you know, the grip kind of, I'm more or less barely gripping it. But, you know, I do like, even with my big hand, it does sit pretty decently, you know, in a grip as if it was a pistol. You know, it's not, I'm not having my, I've had some little grips where my fingers fall off the bottom there. So even though I have a big hand, you know, yeah, I can't hold that grip because that's, you know, a compact little grip. But it is, you know, it is a decent, you know, you got plenty of grip area. That's one thing a lot of people have said about it. I'm sure that will wear over time, the little grippy stuff. The little rail part here, I have yet to order a little piece, but it could, you know, you could potentially clip something there. But something to keep in mind, like say for instance you have an ammo thing that holds ammo there, which is what I'm thinking of doing. You'd have to be careful if you go to grab the handle to flip it down, not to hit your little bolts sitting there type stuff. Same thing with like a little laser or light. If it was the, you know, straight down, it probably would get in the way of your handle. But if you had like a little side thing, depending on if you're left or right-handed, how you shoot, you know, which side you have it mounted on. But it is, you know, compatible with the little rail system. I'm not sure the actual sizing, if it's to standard. Same thing with this, but keep in mind that part flips for the reloading. Let's go ahead and load a few more. Shoot a few more shots. See how accurate I can actually get it now that I readjusted the sight. So put the one in. And yes, I'm particular on making sure the little logo is up every time. It does come with the little parts, so if you wanted to take this part of the sight off and this off, it comes with the little plastic parts where you screw the screw back in, but it has the little, you know, it looks smooth with the little part, and then that part can just fully come off. So if you want to put your own sight, I think they have a sight you can get online as well with it. Ooh, that one wiggled through the air. That thing actually went like, woo! I don't know if the camera caught that or not. Let's actually go grab a couple of those. Okay, one of them did ricochet off the back. Somehow, oh my goodness. One of them somehow ricocheted off my little rubber backboard and hit the back of my target. Somehow, some way. Ow, brought it right there. Yeah, it somehow hit the little back of the target there. That is barely penetrated it, but yeah. Little backboard that I did with it was nothing more than a big thick rubber mat. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions about it. I'll answer what I can. Eventually, when I do get some grease for the line, or whatever you call it, you know, the actual part that pulls back this, I will do a video of, you know, me greasing it according to the directions and all that. Have a good day.